Now, WWE made it official this week, and sorry to all the UK fans out there. The Aussies are getting a big pay-per-view before you guys are, so I feel for you. But they announced WWE Super Showdown, featuring the stars of Raw and SmackDown, Saturday, October 6th, my birthday, at the 100,000-seat Melbourne Cricket Ground in Melbourne, Australia. It will air live on pay-per-view and on the WWE Network, which I think when I looked it up earlier, Melbourne is something like 14 hours ahead of New York. So if we're operating on Eastern Standard Time, I don't know what time the show locally is supposed to start. If we assume 7 or 8 o'clock locally in Australia, that would work out to be a start time here here on the East Coast. I guess that would be what, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., something like that. But it will air live, so you will get to see it. Tickets for the show will be available Thursday, June 28th at 10 a.m. At ticketek.com.au. So if you live in Australia, that's the address to go to. There will be a pre-sale for customers on Friday, June 22nd at noon. That will be open until June 26th at 10 p.m. And for any more ticket information, you can go to tegdainty.com. Fans attending Super Showdown will see The Undertaker battle Triple H for the first time since WrestleMania 28. So I guess their match is the end of a different era, not the end of this era. Plus John Cena, Ronda Rousey, Shane McMahon, Seth Rollins, Shawn Michaels, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, AJ Styles, Charlotte Flair, Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Big Show, Bray Wyatt, Australian Tag Team, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce of the Iconics, and many more. Shawn Michaels, Big Show, and Kurt Angle were specifically mentioned, were specifically name-dropped by Vince McMahon in the video announcement that they put up. Now, Big Show, whatever, Kurt Angle, we've seen him wrestle a few times now. Shawn Michaels is the interesting name in that group. Now, it could be a non-wrestling role. They did not say he was wrestling. They did not say, he's making his comeback for the first time in 8 years. Could be a special referee. Could be any number of things. But I talked last week. Shawn Michaels did an interview for the first time in many years, sounding as though he was open to the idea of an in-ring return under the right circumstances. And that might be a tag team match with Triple H, maybe doing a DX reunion, whatever. But that's what he said. That makes this even more interesting. Him having just made those comments, and now all of a sudden he's announced for this show. Could this be the in-ring return of Shawn Michaels? Will he wrestle maybe in some sort of a tag team match? Maybe he'll team up with Kurt Angle. There's any number of possibilities. We don't know, other than Vince McMahon specifically name-dropped him in this announcement. You know who wasn't announced? Brock Lesnar, the reigning Universal Champion. He wrestled on that Saudi Arabia show. They got him to come out and wrestle on that show, but he's not even on the poster for this show. Nor is his name mentioned anywhere in the advertising. Vince McMahon didn't mention it. No Brock Lesnar. Now, on the other hand, Daniel Bryan is announced, and his contract is set to expire on September 1st. But no Brock Lesnar. I thought that was very interesting. So this makes WrestleMania this year at the Superdome in New Orleans the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. They had a big stadium there, right? We have this show now at the cricket ground, which seats 100,000 people. And of course, Royal Rumble, don't forget, is coming to Chase Field in Phoenix in January, baseball stadium. And then WrestleMania, coming to a football stadium, MetLife, in New Jersey in April. That is a lot of stadium shows in the span of 1 year. That may actually be more stadium shows in a single year. And when I say stadium, dome, like a big place like that, it has to be the greatest number maybe that they've ever run in a single year. Now, I could be completely wrong. It's possible maybe in the mid-'80s when they were running some big stadiums for live events that they ran half a dozen in the span of a year. I don't know that. I'd have to go back and check. But I can't remember them running this many big stadium shows like this, especially for like pay-per-views, televised events, in a single year. Now, the largest WWE show ever held in Australia up to now was that Global Warning show back in 2002 that had that triple threat main event, The Rock against Triple H against Brock Lesnar. That was for the Undisputed Championship. That show did over 56,000 fans. And actually, I'm not sure if was it the Undisputed title by that point, or was that right before? It's possible that might have been right before it became the Undisputed title. Might have just been the WWE title. But in any event, 56,000 people they did for that show. This stadium here has a capacity of over 100,000 people. But there's no way they're getting 100,000 people in that stadium. They can claim it, but I don't see them getting anywhere close to 100,000 people in there for this show. They'll break their old record. I mean, 56,000 should be easy enough for them to break. I know they have a lot of fans down there in Australia, but I just don't see there being any way they get anywhere close to 100K for this show. And also, it depends on how it's configured. You know, they may only have the building set up for 80 or 90 or 75. We don't know. But they're easily gonna break their old record. I don't see any doubt about that.